Good morning, it's a brand new day and welcome back with Kat. So in today's video, I'm just gonna share with you what I eat in a day as I prepare my own meals as well as my boyfriend's. So let's jump into our day. I'm gonna start with the first meal. It's rare that we find ourselves finding variety in our beverages while on this way of eating, but let me tell you, this unflavored prime protein has been an excellent addition into our diets. It's packed with 100% beef protein and nothing else. I'm making this batch for my boyfriend, and since we've been trying to avoid heavy cream lately, I'm making this shake with a tablespoon of grass-fed butter, a teaspoon of instant coffee, 10 ounces of hot water, and 2 servings of the unflavored prime protein powder. I pour this over ice cubes and shake it thoroughly to get it chilled, and then it's ready to be served. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have the worst time remembering to take my electrolytes. Well, at least I did. But honestly, having a nice convenient to-go package, just like Element provides, it makes my day much easier. So one of the first things I like to do in the morning is not only fill up my water bottle, but I also like to fill up a separate bottle. And this is where I'm gonna put my electrolytes in here. So my first priority is to have this, and then the rest of the day, I'm gonna be focusing on achieving my personal goal, which is a gallon of water a day. I think you can't have hydration without the electrolytes, especially on this way of eating. So again, totally recommend having your daily electrolytes intake. It makes such a big difference. Whether you're on the carnivore journey or not, I recommend Element as your source for replenishing your electrolytes. And right now, they're offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. So get yours today at drinkelement.com/Carnivore. That's DRINKLMNT.com/Carnivore. Since it's early morning, I'm gonna let some of my frozen meat defrost. We'll come back to this later. I'm changing up my first meal today with sausage and eggs. I've been loving these heirloom eggs. They taste pretty much the same as any other yolks, but their shells have unique colors. It's a beautiful blue, and the yolks are such a vibrant orange. It truly is beautiful, but it tastes delicious too. I don't know if I think I'm being creative here or not, but I just thought I would top my sausage patties with eggs and just eat it like this. So sometimes I've noticed that if I'm more active, that I'm gonna be more hungry. It just makes more sense. So when I woke up this morning, man, I was pretty ravenous. So I'm really glad that I just listened to my body and I ate when I did, even though it goes outside of my normal timeline. Sometimes you just gotta give your body what it needs. So to me, it feels like I'm in the kitchen pretty often throughout the day, but I promise I get my work done. So I'm just taking a little work break and getting some goals accomplished. Okay, my hair looks so bad today. I desperately need a haircut. So I'm just gonna throw it up. But we are ready for our next meal. Now, I'm not particularly hungry. You saw how big my first meal was, and so I'm not gonna force myself to eat. However, my boyfriend is hungry, so we are going to make him his favorite. No surprise if you've been watching my What I Eat in a Day videos, but it's gonna be ground beef, and I'm just gonna shape them into patties and serve it with butter on top. So watch me how I do it. This really takes me no time at all. If you've got ground beef, go ahead and either break it apart into little bits, or if you're like me, I like to take the extra time and roll these out into flat patties. Now I do this just so I can achieve a nice crispy bottom and top. It's just total preference, but you can do it however you prefer. And lastly, I just top it off with a tablespoon of butter on each patty for extra fat, and it makes this guy super happy. So who's ready for a pro tip? Just a quick and friendly reminder that you should use or reuse your leftover tallow that's collected from cooking your ground beef. So let me show you how I did just that. On my countertop, I have my leftover tallow here that I've collected. So I just reused the same jar to collect the fresh batch. Now I like using this little catcher here to collect any of the debris that I don't want. And the little bits that I can't get, I just use a paper towel. So I do this so that way I don't clog up my drains. It's time for an afternoon pick-me-up. So I am having coffee, black coffee with some butter. It's very delicious. And for my boyfriend, he requested some pizzas to snack on. He has been getting an extra bit of appetite lately. So here it is. And if you are curious how I make my pizzas, go ahead and click on the link above. All right, so, whoa, hold on. Let me fix this.
Good start, good start.
Yeah. We are on our way to go and do early voting. We're both very excited. So use this as a reminder to be sure you schedule time into your calendar to vote for the midterm elections and practice your civic responsibility. Right, babe? Man of many words. So we finished voting. It was a super easy process, and I mean, I don't know what else to say, but we are going to the Walmart right now. We are out of ground beef, so my bad, I didn't pick any up. So we're just gonna go do that together, and we'll see you later. So we are back from the Walmart, and I've got my infamous, what is this, 5-pounder? 5-pound chub. And so what I like to do is just cut it up to make it fit in this container. And not only are we gonna be sharing this between ourselves, my boyfriend and I, but we're also gonna be sharing it with our dogs because, again, we feed them on a raw diet. I'll have more information about that soon. But yeah, we just all eat from the same container. All right, let me show you how it's done. All right, so I've got my meat set aside. I'm actually gonna just start measuring the dog's dinner now. All right, so I got the organs out. So here we go. Okay, so remember earlier when I took this out to defrost? Now they're ready. So for tonight's dinner, I think I'm gonna make myself some chuck roast. My boyfriend requested pork chops for tonight, and even though they're still kind of frozen, it's fine. It'll still work for the air fryer, which I'll be putting them in. And he's also gonna have some pork belly. And I'm gonna have some shrimp to go along with my chuck roast. I've got a liner. So look, I'm telling you guys to not worry about how much you're eating per day or anything like that, but we have been on this way of eating for over 100 days now, and we are pretty familiar with how much we need in order to stay satiated. Now, of course, if we're hungry, still hungry after meals, I'm more than happy to make more. Also, we're not forcing ourselves to eat everything if we're not still hungry. So for him, I'm just gonna measure out about 1/4 pound because he will be having 3 pork chops as well. So if you've got an air fryer at home, I have that whatever. I have an air fryer, and they're all pretty much the same, right? But I'm gonna be cooking this at 400 degrees and probably for about 10 minutes before I flip them over. All right, so these are just regular old shrimp. So I don't really know how many pieces of shrimp I want. I just kind of eyeball what I think looks good. So here are my 3 slices. It's so ridiculously easy. So easy. I'm just gonna put salt in here and throw it in the air fryer when the pork bellies are done. Now I'm gonna put these pork chops in here twice. I'm gonna do it for 370, and for the first side, I'm gonna cook it for about like 7 minutes. Then I'll flip it over and do roughly 7 minutes again. That way, I don't like to cook it at a high temp. I like the pork chops to be juicy and flavorful. So no dry pork chops in this house. All right, guys, so thank you so much for joining us. This is a pretty typical meal that we would have. We like to change it up every once in a while, but as you can see through my previous what I eat in a day, it's gonna be kind of the same. I think once you find something that you enjoy, you tend to stick to that same routine, but there are times where we like to change things up, and when we do, there's plenty of versatility in the carnivore diet where we can do just that. So we are going to enjoy our dinner. Thank you guys so much for staying with us in another video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next.